All right, everyone. So Tony Khan went on the Dan Le Batard show, and he was asked about tampering, right? Because he had made comments in the past about it. Here's what he said.
So, Tony, I want to ask you about tampering. You can take 15 seconds for this. You've been pretty feisty on the record when it comes to WWE reaching out to contracted talent. There's all sorts of rumors out there about contracted talent presently flirting with WWE. Look, there's the sausage gets made in several unique ways in wrestling, but do you think since you've gone on record trying to check WWE on some of this tampering stuff, it's gotten better or there's been no change?
That's a fascinating way to phrase the question.
Well, because I imagine you did it with intention. Like you were a very thoughtful dude. So like you putting it on the record, like stop tampering with my guys. You're sending a clear message. I'm wondering if it worked out.
I don't think that it has. I think that it's still happening. And I will reserve all rights when it comes to that, but I don't think that it's stopped. And I'll leave it at that if it's okay. But I think that'll get people talking where you probably accomplished what you were trying to do, Mike.
So this is getting interesting, right? Because Tony Khan is someone who, I mean, look, he clearly didn't want to say any of this, right? He clearly seemingly wasn't that happy with the question. I don't think he was mad, but he would prefer not to answer it. But he did make clear, look, I think this is happening, right? I still think WWE is tampering with our talent. Now, whether he is or isn't, or whether WWE is or isn't, that's that's up to whoever, right? We'll have to see if that's the case. But my guess is he probably is, right? It's like in the NFL or in the NBA, it's like there's this tampering rule and it's enforced, but everybody kind of knows there's a little bit of tampering going on anyways. It's one of those things that you just don't get caught tampering, right? And I know this is a little bit of a bigger deal, I would say, than like even in the NBA or the NFL, because these are legitimately two separate companies. Whereas, the NBA, even though teams are owned by different people, it's still under the NBA umbrella. Whereas this would kind of deal with outside factors, right? This would be like, hey, we're two separate companies. You can't be tampering, right? So where in the NBA, teams would be more likely to let that slide. So I would like to see all of this, come out just to see how is the tampering process going. What does WWE do? Because Tony Khan is making these allegations, but if you don't provide the proof, right, it's tough to know to what extent is it happening, because I wouldn't be shocked that it is, right? I think that's WWE is going to try to get every advantage that they can. So I would like to see, if the guy wanted to, some kind of documentation, have a wrestler come out and say, yeah, that happened, right? I doubt they will because maybe they figure, well, now we're definitely not going to work at that company ever again. But I find this a very interesting story. And it's one that you wonder if it continues to grow, will WWE ever respond to it? Will Tony Khan ever do anything really about it? I don't even know if there's, there must be some sort of law in the books or rule in the books that there's, you can't be doing this. So it's going to be interesting to see. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.